Welcome to the Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast, where each week we're joined by the amazing leaders of Guaranteed Irish member businesses to chat all things business, sustainability, buying Irish, promoting Irish jobs, community, provenance, and so much more. Sponsored by FBD Insurance, Ireland's largest homegrown insurer. Support. It's what we do.
Welcome back to this special two-part edition of the Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast with our guest, Mairead McCall from MSD Ireland, sponsors of Guaranteed Irish Pharmaceutical and Healthcare Month. If you missed part one, be sure to go back and give that a listen now. And then come back to hear from Mairead about hosting our upcoming pharmaceutical forum and why the pharma sector in Ireland is so successful. Now, I need to talk to you, Mairead, about sustainability. It's been very important to Guaranteed Irish in the last number of years. It's very important to our country. It's very important to us as citizens. And I know that MSD is very strong on driving and leading the whole role of sustainability within the organisation. Tell us a little bit about the work that you've done so far.
Well, you know, I'm sure, Breed, you've seen some of the announcements in terms of what we've done from a sustainability perspective. You know, it's an area that we take really, really seriously. And it's an area that we recognise that it's not MSD per se, you know, it's not just the leadership. Each of us as employees in Ireland have a role to play within that sustainability journey. You know, we have I'll just highlight a couple of things. You know, we have a sustainable garden, for example, out in MSD in Dunboyne, where there are outdoor meeting pods, for example, that are solar powered. You know, so the electricity comes purely from solar. And then we launched our solar farm down in MSD in Ballydyne in September last year. So
I
that
thought
was
that on the media.
significant.
That looked really good and really interesting. It got lots of coverage.
But just going back to the piece that I mentioned as well, Breed, in terms of everyone's responsibility, one of the things that we have as a country team, you know, is an initiative and a project. We call it See Green, Be Green. And we've actually won a number of awards for that particular initiative that we've had. And that's really about driving collaboration across our sites, looking at each site individually and looking at ourselves individually as well to understand how we can make sure that we are contributing to, you know, our sustainability goals. And that's everything from water usage, it's everything from, you know, composting, it's everything from the food that's available around the sites in Ireland as well. So
Single-use cups, all that type of thing.
And all that sort of stuff.
Very good. Okay. Well, it's really putting the onus back on the individual then.
Certainly, yeah. And that accountability and ownership is really important.
So, Mairead, the pharmaceutical sector in Ireland employs over 25,000 people, 20% of which are actual members of Guaranteed Irish, believe it or not. In your opinion, why is this sector so successful in Ireland at the moment?
Well, I think it goes back to the point that I made earlier. You know, it was, you know, a real collaborative effort, you know, between government, between academia and between industry as well. You know, very much an emphasis in Ireland has been on STEM education. You know, we have one of the highest level of graduates for STEM subjects in Europe. So, you know, the success is really down to that. But I suppose the key to that, you can have all those things in place, but the key to that really is how we deliver operationally. And Ireland has been proven time and time again to deliver from an operational perspective.
And we do seem to have got some kind of a gold star in that area. Is that just years and years of experience? And I suppose the acumen is there now.
Yeah, it is, and you know, if you look at organisations like NIBRT as well, you know, the work that the IDA do, and it really has built up, you know, and success breeds success, and that's certainly what we've seen here in Ireland.
Absolutely, and as mentioned also earlier in the conversation, January is our healthcare and pharmaceutical month in Guaranteed Irish, and MSD, of course, are the main sponsor of all we're doing this month. So, what's one key message you would like our listeners to take away from this episode relating to the impact of pharmaceuticals and the pharma industry in Ireland in general?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, as we discussed earlier, Breed, you know, the impact that we have in Ireland globally really was shone or a spotlight was shone on that during during COVID. The key thing is, there are, very successful operations here. We're very proud of the impact that we have here in Ireland, not just the impact that we have for our employees, but also the impact that we have, for the communities in which we operate. That's really important to us as well. And also, ultimately the impact that we have for patients.
Well, ultimately, that's the end goal. But also, I suppose, the fact that you've so many regional hubs and business or production sites around the country, it's a huge regional employer, and great credit due to MSD and all the growth that's going on there. But they really are creating a lifestyle outside of Dublin for people, really high level graduates, to be employed and have a really good lifestyle outside of Dublin.
And I think that goes back to the whole sustainability message as well. People can be employed in regional areas, in companies not just such as MSD, but other pharmaceutical companies as well. And I think that's really important. You're eliminating that massive commute and the impact of that commute to people's lives, to our collective carbon footprint as well, when they have that good high value jobs in their local area.
And we need to see a lot more of that. So well done to MSD Ireland. And the regions have so much to offer. So really, really good positive news starting off the year. Coming up at the end of January is our Pharmaceutical Forum, which you yourself are hosting as MC. What do events like this mean to you, where you're connecting with other pharmaceutical leaders and other, I suppose, people in that space where there's more opportunity to collaborate?
Yeah, well, firstly, thank you, Breed, and to Guaranteed Irish as well for inviting me to facilitate that discussion. I'm really looking forward to it. It's the first in-person one that we have had in a number of years. And one of the things that you mentioned earlier in terms of lessons learned during COVID, the thing that I've learned is certainly I like that face-to-face connection. So I'm really looking forward to it. We'll have, I think, a really great discussion on the day. We have, a broad number of panelists as well, so I'm really excited about it. I believe the registrations are really strong as well, so really looking forward to the event.
And it's a great opportunity for collaboration, I find. We host many of these in different sectors, but particularly for the pharmaceutical one, it's nice when you see that I suppose, collection of big brain thinking on the pharmaceutical sector and the leaders of the country, I suppose, in that space, working together to deliver better for the patients at the end of the day. So well done to MSD on that, and thank you for the support and the sponsorship of it. In terms of the topic of the event, the pharmaceutical industry in Ireland, what's next? And you're joining the panel as MC. What are you looking forward to on the day, and what do you think is next, and in terms of what's going to come out of it, and what are the big topics of the conversation going to be?
I think, we have, a number of panelists from a broad spectrum of organisations that have interest and impact for the industry here in Ireland. I think, the what's next for the industry is a lot of opportunity, but we have to be mindful of the challenges as well. The opportunity, I think, for Ireland to continue to be that beacon for innovation, to be that beacon for scientific and manufacturing excellence as well. So that's a very exciting, a very exciting landscape, I think, as we look ahead. So without a doubt, there will be challenges as well. I referenced earlier the challenges in terms of having enough people to fill the roles within the industry. We also referenced as well some of the environment that's really important, and that environment in terms of innovation, and Ireland to be seen as a place that welcomes and embraces innovation, not only just from a manufacturing perspective, but also making sure that the innovations that are manufactured here get to patients in Ireland in a timely fashion.
Absolutely. Well, that's a great note on which to end. And I wish you every success, Mairead McCall, Managing Director of MSD Ireland. And I think the future is bright as long as all of these country leads and managing directors of the pharmaceutical industry are working collaboratively with the government to make sure that the hard efforts actually get to the end goal, which is the patient. Thank you so much for joining me, Mairead.
Thank you, Breed.
Guaranteed Irish Pharmaceutical Forum is on January 26th, 2023. Register your interest now on guaranteedirish.ie.
The Guaranteed Irish Business Podcast, sponsored by FBD Insurance, Ireland's largest homegrown insurer. Support. It's what we do.